Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Den of Horror, and on today's episode I'm going to rank the Child's Play Chucky movies in order from least to greatest, because with them talking about a brand new series, the TV series that they're wanting to do, I figured why not break down these movies and how I feel about them real quick, you know? So here we go. So coming in at number 7 is Seed of Chucky. This is just an abomination of a film altogether. I mean, not only is it just the worst of this series, it is one of the worst fucking horror movies you could ever fucking get in your lifetime. I went to the theater and seen this abomination, and I just am fucking horrified. You know, I have it on the collection set, but I have never watched. I've only probably watched it maybe once since I fucking first seen it. It is that god awful. It is just it's unbearable to watch. You can't watch it. If I see it on TV, I quickly change it. It's just like I said, the abomination of anything. Coming in at number 6 is Cult of Chucky, which is fucking almost actually close to Seed on how bad this fucking movie is. This movie came out last year in 2017, and it was just, Jesus Christ, I was hoping for a good movie after what they did with Curse, and this is what we fucking got. This is fucking a sorry-ass movie, too, and it's not as bad as Seed, but it's fucking close. I mean, just god awful. I mean, the only redeeming factor is that you get to see Andy in this film. That is the only redeeming factor of this film. Coming in at number 5 is Bride of Chucky. Now, this is a film I can sit around and watch if it's on, but you just got to put up with the late 90s corny ass horror that was in this film. They changed Chucky's look completely in this film, and then they brought in this fucking Tiffany doll, which was one of the fucking worst ideas they ever did in this series. If you notice, this film and the 2 previous ones all have her in it, so that right there tells you that fucking sucks. So you got away from what Chucky was, and now this is what pisses me off about it. I mean, yeah, I like him funny, but goddamn, you took it away. Coming in at number 4 is Cursive Chucky. Now, this film was released a few years later and everything, and I actually like this film. They took Chucky back to what he originally was in the Child's Play movies, and it made it a little scary. And then you get to the end of the movie, and then find out that the events of Seed and Bride are actually still in play, and it's just like, oh, you just get the fucking headache again. They don't mention nothing about the kid ever again. I don't ever hear nothing about it. So at least they got rid of that aspect, but the thing is, you still got those aspects in it, and that's what kind of brings this movie down in a ways to me. But it was better finally to see Chucky kind of the way he's supposed to be. Coming in at number 3 is Child's Play 3. This movie came out in 1991 and was the 3rd installment of the Child's Play series. Now, this one, of course, took place years later, so they didn't have the original Andy in it, but they still left Andy in it. And, you got a little bit of the time difference and time, whatever. But, they took him to where he was in a boot camp, basically, and took Chucky to a different spot, but he was still after Andy. And that was what made the Child's Play series so fucking good. And, I mean, even though this one just wasn't as good as the first 2 films, it still had it was Chucky. It was exactly what Chucky should be in the entire thing. So that's why this movie is way up on that list, because it was original Chucky. Coming in at number 2 is the original Child's Play, released in 1988. Now, I'm going to tell you straight out, I went back and forth between, the first one and the second one. These are the definitive Child's Play and Chucky movies right here. I mean, especially the first one. They didn't have to rely on those fucking computer-ass fucking graphics that you get now. These were, prosthetic dolls and everything. I mean, they made their dolls, and it was just, they were motions and all that kind of stuff. You didn't have fucking computers doing dumb shit on how he looked and everything, and it was just a fucking great movie to begin with. I mean, the original, and this is the reason why this original movie is the reason why a lot of people fear, dolls, or have a fear of dolls, because of this original movie. So that's why this movie is actually really, really great, and definitely one you want to watch at Halloween time almost every single year, or even not even at Halloween time, but in general. And of course, coming in at number 1 is Child's Play 2 that came out in 1990. I love this film that much. I love the whole, I remember seeing the ads on TV, sorry Jack, Chucky's back. And just, the fact that, the final battles in the good guy warehouse where you see all, the dolls, just how Chucky is during that final fight. I love the whole menacing look that he had in this whole movie, and just how he was, everything about this movie to me is what I liked. Now, I love the 88 one, but the original, but this one right here was always my favorite, and I go back to this film almost all the time. I watch it probably 10 times a year at least, but that's why this movie is my number 1. Alright guys, that has been it for my Child's Play Chucky ratings and where I think the franchise is. If you want to see me do just a solo review on any of these, just leave it in the comment box below. Let me know what your favorite Chucky movies are in the comment box below. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And until next time guys, that has been Den of Horror.